Senator, leave right, folks. Folks, the mainstream media does not understand you and me.
They're all a bunch of liars.
They just don't understand how us crazy gun nuts can come and have a rally like this and nobody's just shooting each other. Is Representative Lowe here? There he is. Please come up, sir. Folks, our next speaker is Representative Philip Lowe, Republican from Florence, District 60. Is that right? All right. He's elected in 2007. He's co-sponsored a bill that would keep employers from making a rule that workers could not have a firearm locked in their vehicle in a company parking lot. And will to allow school employees to carry on school property. Representative Lowe.
That's right. All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad to see so many people out here on a cool day, my friends, my comrades. On December the 14th, a young man with a broken mind decided to kill his mother and steal her weapons and come in and murder innocent children. 20 innocent children died before he committed suicide. What a cowardly act.
Coward.
Why didn't anyone stop him?
Nobody could. They didn't have a gun.
Nobody had a gun. The Clinton administration created this gun-free zone. You know, this is a gun-free zone, and you're in a gun zone. I feel more comfortable where you are.
Come on over. Come on over.
It's a gun-free zone because somebody made a law. So from here up, you can't have a gun. Well, you know, we actually have security when we go into the House of Representatives. We have security at every door. Our children don't.
That's right. Yep.
How about our president? Does he have security?
Yeah,
Guns everywhere, all around him. His kids are protected. 11 guns at his school where his children go. I'm just tired of the hypocrisy that we live in.
That's right.
The politicians that stand up here and tell you how they want you to live, and then you hear about the North Carolina senator who fought guns all this time, and finally he has to kill someone in his own house with a weapon that he's been fighting against the whole time. Hypocrisy.
Bet you he's glad he had one.
Gun-free zones are targeted because you don't fear that anybody's going to have a weapon to defend themselves. You go there because you can kill the most people, create the most heinous crime. Why? So you can get on TV.
That's right.
And they repeat your name over and over again, and you want your little 15 minutes of infamy.
That's right.
And they choose these gun-free zones because of that. They want to spread their psychotic misery over as many people as they can and be remembered for it. Well, I'm tired of it.
Me too.
It doesn't make common sense to say that just because you create a gun-free zone, that a bad guy isn't going to bring a gun inside.
Yeah.
That's stupid. Only the people like yourselves are going to obey a law. Criminals don't obey a law.
That's right. That's right.
We've all heard the phrase, when guns are outlawed, only the outlaws will have guns.
It's true.
And if you don't remember another word of my speech, I want you to understand this concept. If you remove my right to carry a weapon, then you owe me security.
Yep.
If you remove my right to a weapon, you owe me security. And I mean the kind of security like we have here, with multiple people. Not just one guard sitting over in a corner somewhere. You owe me security because you took away my right to defend myself.
Better be in the front of my house.
That's right. We're not going to get that.
Pops are too heavy.
When the Colorado shooting took place, the guy that committed the crimes rode by 7 different theaters to get to the one theater that he knew had a sign on the door that prevented you from carrying a concealed weapon. He knew it was a gun-free zone. That's why he chose that. Let me ask you something. These people who are out fighting against having guns, would they be okay if I took a sign and put in the front of their yard that said, "No guns here"?
Make it a law.
Those idiots up in New York exposed everybody who didn't have a weapon. And they thought they were hurting the people who did, thinking that, oh, people are going to come break in and go steal these people's guns. Ha, 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 I got them. No, they made nothing but lambs out of the rest of the people who didn't have a weapon. He said, these people don't have a weapon. Come get them.
Tough love, buddy.
Well, we need to put the signs in front of your yard. You got somebody, if your neighbor is an anti-gun freak, put a gun sign in your yard that says he doesn't have a weapon.
That's right. That's right. Make it a law.
With just one single exception, every public shooting in the U.S. since 1950, in which more than 3 people have been killed, have taken place where citizens are not allowed to carry a weapon. In a gun-free zone, that's where these things happen.
That's right.
While you and I were grieving over the children who died in Connecticut, our government was beginning to dream up a way to take away your rights, your right to carry. They began to attack what the assault weapon. They make up a bad word, call something an assault weapon.
That's right.
A semi-automatic weapon. You know, these idiots don't know a semi-automatic from an automatic. They don't know a clip from a magazine, and they want to tell you what you should carry to defend yourself. I'm telling you, you better carry something as big as the criminal has, and you better have something as big as the military has, or you're not defending yourself.
Bigger pitchfork than the devil.
I don't want a pea shooter.
Nope.
I don't want a pea shooter. Do they really think that they can prevent evil from happening by taking away a weapon that we have for security? Common sense again. Hypocrisy is just continues to baffle me that people will stand there and try to remove that for you. I saw a video of a man who took a regular 6-shooter revolver, pulled it out, shot it 6 times, reloaded it, and shot it 6 more times. And it took him 3 seconds. So don't tell me a 50-round clip or this weapon or that weapon is necessary to be gone so that people can't do murderous acts. People can do it with chemicals, they can do it with bombs, they can do it with a revolver. It doesn't matter. There's no end to the grab of our guns that the liberals want to do. The solution is simply to fight back. We have to expand gun ownership, not shrink it. I want a crook who's walking through here thinking about mugging me or raping a woman to think that every person in this group has a gun.
That's right.
And by the way, I hope you do. Because that's the fear that has to go through their mind. They have to suspect, they have to expect you to be able to defend yourself. So I believe expanding gun ownership is the first thing. The second thing regarding our schools is we have to eliminate this thought process of a gun-free zone. If you can trust your teacher with your child, you can trust your teacher with the weapon.
Amen. Proper training.
I introduced a bill in the South Carolina House that would give school employees the choice to carry a concealed weapon.
That's right.
I got a lot of feedback on that.
They don't
That
understand.
feedback varied widely from "you're just a nut" to 3rd grade teachers, females, calling me up saying, "You know what? I would defend my life in my classroom at any chance. I hope you can pass this bill. I've got a CWP and I'd carry it right now."
That's right.
But
Give them a gun.
we've got people who understand it. The NRA's put a proposal out to put 1 guard in every school, and that's a good start. But 1 guard's not enough to defend our schools. How do we defend buses? We had one in Georgia the other day where the gunman came on, killed the bus driver, and took a hostage. How do you defend that with 1 guard at the school? You can't. That gunman has to think that bus driver has one, that the cafeteria worker has one, the coach has one, the principal, assistant principal, and every teacher in the school might be carrying a weapon.
That's right.
We have buildings, that's the University of South Carolina. You couldn't possibly defend that whole university. The campus is acres and acres and buildings wide. Children go on field trips. We can't expect 1 armed person to defend our children. The only way you could get our schools actually safe is to put fences around them that look like a prison and security systems that look like an airport. And that's not the South Carolina that I look for. Every time I walk through an airport, I get enraged. They're frisking me. They know who I am. They knew who I was because I had to sign up, and they've already had me looked at to check my background before I even got there. But we have to endure this, and I don't want that for our children. We need as many well-trained employees of a school ready to end any nightmare that occurs quickly.
And then fight for open carry.
That's right. Well, I know we don't get everything we want up here. I'll tell you, the man said we ought to have open carry.
That's right.
We don't get it. Unfortunately, we live in a world that we have different opinions up here, and it seems in the Senate that they're able to block a good idea with just one differing opinion, and that's a problem. It's a real problem.
Yes, sir.
We live in an ever-increasing world, and no amount of mental health initiative will guarantee me that we won't see another massacre. But I will guarantee you this: it's going to take a gun to stop a person who is crazy.
Amen.
That's right.
The freedom of speech that's provided in the First Amendment is defended by the right to bear arms in the Second Amendment. It guarantees us a well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state. What is a well-regulated militia?
Us!
You're looking at it.
That's what it is. A militia is a body of armed private citizens who respond to an emergency or a threat to public safety. Well, what's the school violence? What's the problem that we're facing in America if we're not a militia for it? But we have to be ready. I think having school employees with weapons is one of the things that they actually thought about, that we have to defend ourselves when they wrote the Constitution. The debate is not whether or not we should have guns in schools. They're already there. We have security officers with them there. The question is that enough? And it's not. We have to eliminate the gun-free zone and train the willing school employees to safely and effectively defend our children. Now, I can tell you, everybody can't do it, can they?
Nope.
That's right.
I don't expect every teacher to carry a weapon. I don't want some teachers carrying a weapon.
That's right. Especially the ones that voted for Obama.
Because that's a responsibility.
Or Bill Ayers.
When you carry a weapon somewhere, you're going to defend yourself, but you know what? You are there in case somebody else gets in trouble. Because you're good people, because you defend the laws of this land and our Constitution. If a National Guardsman can be a teacher, why can't a teacher be a National Guardsman?
That's right.
The federal government has helped over 6,000 ex-military people move into the field of teaching. Why can't we use these as a resource? Why can't these folks help defend our children?
That's right. They're ready.
They are ready.
Better believe it.
My bill actually requires the completion of the concealed weapons course, a SLED background check, and an expert marksmanship. Now, if you have a history of unmanaged anger, then you're going to be prevented from carrying into school. And if they think that there's really a just cause, they can take your name, talk to the school board about it, and see if they think you are a loose cannon or a real problem. And you know, there are people in the world like that, and we need to have some way of saying, well, this one teacher over here, maybe not. But you know what? We need 99% of them who want to carry to be able to carry. I had the requirement that they must keep the weapon on them at all time, and they must use frangible bullets. Those are the kind that kind of disintegrate upon impact. The most valid concern that I hear is, what if a student takes the gun away from a teacher? You know, and it is a concern. We have students that, you know, the thugs that are in the schools right now, I do fear. The reason we have security officers at schools now is not to keep violent people out, it's to keep the thugs in the schools down to a minimum. So I do have concern about that. And there is smart gun technology out there that would disarm the weapon if it came out of the hands of the person who owns it. Maybe that's an amendment that I would be willing to accept, because I do realize that that's important. The second thing is we need to stop arguing about whether there should be a gun in there. We should argue about how much training does a school employee require to be able to be effective in defending the child. That's what this debate needs to be framed up. I'll sum it up with this. My bill number 3 is 3160. It's in the House right now. I need your support. There's a lot of bills that are out there right now and a lot of discussions going on. I need your emails, I need your letters, I need you to contact people on the Judiciary Committee in the House. We've got to first get a hearing on it, and I need every one of you to contact Judiciary and try to get this bill moved forward. This is a battle that's not in Washington, people. This battle is right here where you live. It's a battle in Columbia. It's a battle that I need your help in. It's a battle that I want to win. The only way I can do that is with your help. You are the militia in the Constitution as described. Rise up, South Carolina. Defend our children and defend the Constitution. God bless.
Thank you.